Hello everybody, it's your boy Markiplier. Nah, I'm kidding. Hey guys, it's me Demarcool, and I'm here with a chromatic tutorial. I've never done something like this, and I'm nervous as hell, but, yeah. People have been asking me for months now. I'm a forgetful guy, I forget sometimes. Here's the tutorial you guys have been asking for months. I get it, my chromatics are bomb. But like, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, the effects you're gonna need. You're gonna need your Fruity Flanger, gonna need your OTT, just go download it. You're gonna need your Fruity Compressor, your Fruity Parametric EQ2, and your Fruity Limiter. That's pretty much the only effects you're going to need. Alright, now let's get started. So what I first like to do with my chromatics is I like to open the samples I have in the audio editor. As you can see, I have my samples right here. So then I just listen to them. I cut them down to where it sounds like a click. So let's listen to this real quick. All right, yeah. So yeah, you're also gonna want to cut off the end so it doesn't, drag on. And you're also gonna unless you have like a thing at the start of your chromatic that's I've heard most chromatics that go like Dre or Bree or Dry or something like that or Jew. Just yeah, just cut it down to where it'll sound like that, like this. Yep. So I just cut down the front. And yeah, I basically just do the rest like this. It's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna time skip. And I'm back. Yeah. So yeah, I cut them down. Basically, really, what all I did was just cut down the front to where it'll sound like what I want it to sound like, and I cut down the bottom to where it's not like there's no air at the end, because that'll mess it up. And yeah. So before I put it in the playlist, here's what I like to do. I like to level them. I like to level them. Thank you, Chimmy, for this tip. So here's what I usually do. What they did. Subscribe to them, by the way. They're cool. Anyway, um, I go to the amp. Hold on. I go to run. I go to amp, and I go to amp again. Then I delete all this. 0.664. That's the thing I usually. That's the thing we usually put it there. And as you can see, it levels it. Boom. Now I'm gonna do the rest of them like that, except for this one because it's already leveled. Sorry if I'm not talking a lot. I'm nervous. I've never done this before. And boom, leveled. Alright, yeah. So, now here's what else I do. I import each like sound into the playlist. Like that. I usually just normalize them like this before I put them in the playlist. So, I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. My brain is scattered. So, hold on, I'm gonna do that real quick. Alright, normalize. Boom. Normalize. Boom. Then normalize again. Boom. Then normalize one more time. We'll have this up. Anyway. So yeah, boom. Let's get rid of these idiots. Then here's what else I like to do whenever I'm cutting these things. I like to cut them down to the smallest like length of a sample. So like you see how this one's the smallest? I cut them down to where it's matching that because there are chromatics out there where they don't do that, and it's just to me it's jarring. To you it might not be, but to me it's jarring. That's a fun word. Anyway, yeah. So I cut them down like that. Make sure they're like that. Do the same. Well, not really do the same thing to these because it's the same thing. So sliceroni and cheese. Get rid of those, and boom, they're all the same length. Now, here's another thing. There are some chromatics out there where the space between where the dull auto slicing will not work because the space is either too close, or the space is either too closed or too far apart, and there's some kind of noise in the middle of it making an extra marker. I don't like that. So here's what I do. I set my magnet to beat, and I make it go as soon as it goes past like the ending of the sample, like this, like when it reaches here. I go 1, 2, 3. 3 beats past the point of the sample. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Boom. And here comes the fun part. Well, fun for me, I guess. Um, multiplying. Boom. I make 31 samples. There's gonna be 61. There's supposed to be 61. But we'll get to that in a minute. Make sure each one's 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 8. And that's 16. What's 16 plus 16? 32. Anyway, get rid of that extra one. Make sure you have 31. Boom. Then you consolidate the track from track start. And ooga booga right there. Then here's what you're going to want to do. Double click on it, right click on it, go to edit and pitch corrector. Oof. Now you see all this? See all how it's all jangled and mangled and crangled? Yeah, no. We're not doing that. So here's what you're going to want to do. Turn your center all the way up, turn your variation all the way down, and turn your trans all the way down. I don't even know what the frick these mean. I just do this. Oh yeah. Then whichever like C it's closest to, you press Control A, and then you click on that note. For example, if what I mean is, let's say all these samples were right here. You would count how many notes to find out which one is closer to which. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 right there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, anymore. Yeah. So it's closer to C4. So you go to C4. Then you click send a playlist. Then you do it again. Well, anyway, then you make sure they're all at C4 again. And then here comes the dumb part that I freaking hate the most when it comes to this. I like to start my notes at C2 because duh. Duh. Anyway. And then here comes the moving the samples up part. I'm gonna skip this because this is time skip. Put that there. Put this there. Wait a minute. Here's something. You see how these two, frick. You see how these two are split? Yeah, there's still one sample. Yeah, those are still one sample. If you find any notes that are like that, just drag them both up. That's exactly what I'm doing. It's gonna sound mangled, but trust me, these are gonna be worth it. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Regular show reference. Anyway, here's what I also like to do to be extra cautious. I zoom in as far as I can. Like that much is good enough. Then I look through to where I put them all to make sure there's no, missing samples or anything like that. Because if that happens, like, it's just bad. I can't really explain it. Sorry, I'm very freaking nervous. I don't know why. I've never done this type of thing before anyway. Now, here comes the part that I very much like doing because it's just fun. So, you know how earlier I said there was going to be 61 notes? Well, there are. This may not look like 61 notes, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. So here's what I do. I drag my notes from C2 all the way up to the next note after the last note. So you see how the last note is right here, and you see how the next note is right up here. I drag my C2 to the upper part to like the next note after the last note. So it's right there. Boom. Sorry, that was so loud. Let me turn that down. Then I control C and I copy and paste it. Then well, not copy and paste. I just copy it. Then I control Z, and this is also something that I do. And here's the 62 part, or 61. Boom, and bam. Boom. 62 notes, because 31 plus 31 is 62. And I like to stop my freaking chromatics all the way at C7, because no note should go above a freaking C7. It will not sound good. I'm sorry. That's just what I've heard, but to me it also doesn't sound good. So yeah. Boom. We got our scale. Well, not yet, but, you know. We got the freaking scale thingy. The format, anyway. Yeah, so, yeah. Making sure everything's right. And then you send to playlist. Boom. Turn that down. Like, trim it down a little bit. It'll be worth it, promise. Now here comes the fun part. Sonic Schwartz reference. Anyway. Alright. See this whole thing right here? Make sure you put it in your track. Make sure you put it in the same track where you put your effects. Oh shoot, I didn't put my effects anywhere. Alright, where are those effects at? Oh, there they are. Chromatic effects. Yeah, you're gonna want these. Let me reiterate. You're gonna want your fruity flanger, your OTT, your fruity compressor, your fruity parametric EQ2, and your fruity limiter. Now the fruity limiter part, that's where things get crazy. Now that we have a set, we had a set amount of notes. It was 4 notes before it started repeating. So whichever note out of that set of 4 or 5 or 6 or however many samples you got is the shortest, keep that in mind, because this is where it gets crazy. So for me, the shortest note in my set of 4 would have to be this note. So here's what I do. I go to Fruity Limiter. I full screen that. I turn this up a bit because it might be if it's too short to the point where you can't really see anything of it, just turn it up. If it's too long, just turn it down. So this is basically what it means to make the thing go fast or slow. Up means fast, down means slow. So yeah. Up. Turn the freaking metronome off because that's gonna be annoying. Make sure this I don't know, freaking ceiling is past the purple. Past the purple. Yep. Then when you're playing your note, make sure you find the lowest point of that note. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Boom. Found it. Right there. Make sure that green line is at the lowest point to where that note goes. Because then you can do this. Now that these are already in the effects, consolidate track from track start. May take a while, but it'll be worth it. And bada bing, bada boom. Blammed. This is your chromatic scale. So that's what it's gonna look like. But we're gonna fix that. Looks a little too quiet, but we're gonna fix that. Don't worry. So then we don't auto slice it, and yeah, there are gonna be some notes in there that are not sliced right, but don't worry, that's fine. That's totally normal. It's gonna happen with all chromatics you make, no matter what you do. So, sorry if my voice is annoying. I just do this. This is extra stuff. Then I make sure that every single thing is sliced correctly. Then here's what else I do to make sure it's right. Out of all these little buttons right here, the yellow one is what you're gonna want to press. You wanna know why? Pay attention to the markers as I move them. What? No way! Yeah, it moves it moves every marker when that yellow thing is on, so you don't have to go through every single one, putting them in different places at a time. You can just move them all at once with that yellow button. Thank you, yellow button. So I just move them to a good place, to where it sounds good. And then, yeah. And then here's something else. Here's the final thing I do. The last thing. I normalize every single one of these things. Now they all may look the same length, so you could say I could just normalize them all at the same time. And I could. But nah, I'd rather do it like this just to make sure it sounds good. Yep, that's right. Then boom. Now you save it. Save your sample as. Put in the thing. And boom. You got your chromatic scale. Now, let's test this bad boy, shall we? Hey, could you time skip me real quick? Oh, thanks, Hit. Ow, that hurt. But anyway, yeah, so I have an FLP here. It's Defeat 2023 Ricks. Ricks? Yeah, Ricks. 2023 Ricks. 2023 Mix. And I don't know, I forgot who made it, but I think his name was Amen King or something. I'll put his link. I'll put the stuff in the description or whatever if I decide to upload this. Anyway, yeah. So as you can see, I have chromatics right here, or sound font and chromatic. I made this chromatic a while ago. It's from one of my friends named Snapple Apple. He's a pretty cool guy. He makes amazing music on FL Mobile. He's underrated. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So here's what it sounds like with the BF thing, so you know what it sounds like. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what the BF thing sounds like. But now, let's get our Slice X effects. Yes, I use certain effects for Slice X because why the heck not? I have effects for everything. No, I don't. So yeah, I just drag this into the BF thing. Make sure it's tuned right. Make sure the vibrato's right there. Yep. And I'm going to insert our test chromatic. Yes, I named it FinChrom because I couldn't think of anything else to name the dang thing. So yeah, here we go. Hope you guys enjoy it. Wait a minute. I almost freaking ended the dang thing right there. Yep, make sure it's always tuned right. Make sure every note is in its place. Make sure it's not off key. Please. I've heard way too many beta DCIUs or whatever the frick you call them to where almost every character was off key. It's really important that you listen to your covers before you do them because Jeebus. Now, before we play the song, let's see if it's on or off key real quick. Nope, not off key in any way, shape, or form. Now, let's get it, shall we? So that's basically how I make and test my chromatics. So yeah, I I've never done something like this before for the 20th time. And I'm sorry this video is so long. I don't have a video editor and I don't know any video editors and I'm not gonna freaking do that because I don't know how to do that. Anyway, um, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if I decide to upload this, make sure you like, subscribe, and if you want, wait, hold on. Make sure you like, sub, and comment if you want. I don't care if you do or don't. I do this FNF stuff for fun. Yeah. So yeah. So it's your boy Demarco, and have a have a special day. Anyways, peace.